Look, as a business owner, I would love to be wide open, full on, do your thing.
All retail businesses will be able to open at 25% capacity.
There we go.
With the ongoing public health measures around distancing, masking, movement of customers, etc.
Okay, that's fair.
Personal services like hair and nail salons can open, but for appointment only, following their existing sector plans. They will not, in phase one, they will not be able to provide services that require the client to remove their face mask.
Okay.
Fitness gyms and studios can offer outdoor programs for groups of 10 with distancing. They can also offer one-on-one personal training indoors or multiple one-on-one groups in the gym if the distancing can be maintained.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sports, recreation,
that works.
arts, and culture groups can resume.
I can live with that. Hey there, Coach Devin here. Nova Scotia, we're sort of, maybe kind of reopened, a little bit reopened. Things are reopening. You know what? And a lot of people have been messaging me, asking my thought processes on what I think about reopening. What did, Dr. Strang and Premier Rankin do? Was it the right call? Oh, hit myself in the head there. Was this the right move? Look, as a business owner, I would love to be wide open, full on, do your thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'd love that. That'd be amazing, because obviously I need to make money. I want to make money. I want my staff back. I want my clients back. I want to do what's right, though, at the same time. So opening retail at 25%, I think that makes sense. I can get on board with that. I think it's wise. I think on the next side of it, going out there and saying, okay, well, we're going to open restaurant patios. It's a first step. No one, I don't think anybody, there might be a few people out there that, and prove me wrong, comment down below if you're one of them, but I don't think anybody thought that we were about to go full on, wild out, we're open and we're not Florida. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to be wide open. This is going to be a stepped approach, and a stair-step approach is probably the wise thing to do. I had a conversation with another gym owner today, and one of the things I said is, look, I'm on board. Like, I was frustrated. I have been frustrated with some of the ways this has happened, but at the same time, I understand that we need to do what's right. We need to make sure we take care of people. Like, one of my daughters is immune compromised. Lots of people, there's people out there that are like that. My dad's in his 80s. No one wants to see anybody sick or dying because we're saying, hey, I want to make some money. Like, that's a dick thing to do. So none of us are saying that. I think in the business community, we want to be open. We're happy. I guarantee you everybody's happy that we're going to be able to reopen. I commend the government in this. One of the things that I thought was going to be a pet peeve of mine, I thought, oh boy, they're going to open us up on Monday, and there will be, scrambling all weekend trying to get this thing to work. I respect the fact that, they gave us a little bit of time. I think time is important. I mean, don't give me 3 weeks. I don't need 3 weeks, but I think the way Mr. Rankin and Premier Strang set that up gave us a little bit of time to prep for it, and that's a good thing. I mean, I want a little bit of time to prep, to figure out when my clients are coming. You need some time to strategically plan, and I don't need 6 days, but a couple days is helpful. For the restaurants, they're able to order in food now. That helps. So you know what? I feel like this is it's a cautious approach. Definitely a very cautious approach. A lot of other provinces haven't gone as cautious. Is that either they're here or there? I don't know. Like, I can't make a comment and say, okay, I know best on that. I really don't. I can say, I would prefer a somewhat cautious approach insofar as I want to make sure people are safe and healthy and all those other things that go into it. I don't want anybody getting sick because of the fact that my business is, I want my business to be open. At the same time, I understand where the business community is coming from, saying, hey, we got to get going here. Let's get riding. So I do think that it's a cautious plan that Nova Scotia has come up with. I don't think there's a problem with having a cautious plan. I don't think it's a stupid way to do things. I mean, giving it 2 to 4 weeks between each piece and seeing where we are with the numbers, God willing, we have numbers that continue to drop. and that we're happy with that, and that it works. And in 2 weeks we'll be at a better position, and we'll be maybe back inside doing classes for us inside, and we'll have open gym again and things like that. So you know what, this is a way to, I think what the government did here was a way to stop the bleeding. So we're going to stop the bleeding as much as we can. We're going to get those businesses hopefully on their feet somewhat and making a little bit of money instead of the big box stores. And we're going to also try to weigh public health against that. And let's get down to it. That's the biggest thing there. If you can weigh public health against what's good for the business community and make sure you find something in the middle that works for everybody, then everybody wins. But it does have to be that. I appreciate the hell out of the fact that, the big box stores aren't the only ones open anymore. It's infuriating that they were, and I'm glad that they won't be. I'm glad that businesses are open. My wife's salon can open. I think that's important. I think that all the other stores that need to open are open. I do think a lot of, restaurants, it's going to be frustrating because with bad weather, same as us. For us, we have classes outside. Well, that's all fine and good. Get a rain day, you can't do any of them. That's super frustrating. But there's only so much we can do with that. We can muddle through 2 weeks of that. Having 10 in a class does open it up a little bit. It's going to allow us to do some other things. So overall, I'm not angry at the plan. I didn't expect that we would be wide open. So maybe that's where I'm coming from, because I didn't expect it. Then that's the way I wasn't disappointed by it. But I do think the business community needed to open. We needed to get the business and the economics back on the table, and we needed to get going. At the same time, we had to weigh public, health and what's best for the public against that. And that's really what it comes down to, I think, for everybody. I think, you want to do best for the public, and you also want to do best for the business community. How do you do that? I do think that, while, again, cautious, very, very cautious plan, you know what? I'm assuming that Dr. Strang and Premier Rankin know why they were making it cautious and why they went in that direction. And an abundance of cautiousness is not the end of the world. I don't know if I necessarily agree with it 100%, but again, you know what? The worst would be if we had to get shut down again. That would suck. So being able to be open again, I'll commend Mr. McNeil or Mr. Rankin and Dr. Strang for this. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think this is a fairly seasoned approach. I think it's going to work, and at least we're open somewhat. It's something to do, and we don't want to be reclosed again. I prefer a slower route where we don't have to close over a route where we are full on, and then suddenly shoot, you got to close again, and July and August is gone. I think that this is probably the best of a bad opportunity, of the bad lot. If you have a choice between terrible and not so terrible, take the not so terrible. I think this is not so terrible. So for me, you know what? It's something. We're moving in the right direction. You know what? Let's all be positive and work in that right direction and be happy about it. If you have comments, questions, what you think about this, write them up down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Hope everybody's having a safe and healthy weekend. Get back to your gym when you can. The gyms would love to see you, and we all know that the healthier you are, the better it is for you long term. So get out there and exercise, guys. Have yourself a great day. Don't fight the awesome.